I feel like everybody else, don't you feel like you watched him grow up? Like, where you feel like, do you get that a lot?
Yeah. Yes. So on the street, like, I have people who will come up to me. Yeah, and it's that. It's a lot of that.
Is it?
It's a lot of, oh, and hey, how you been? I'm like, I've never seen you before in my life. So I give out a lot of hugs that I'm not ready for.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love that. Well, we just love you. And congratulations on all your success. You won your first Golden Globe and the SAG Award.
Yeah, it's been a busy year.
Yeah?
It's been a good 2023 so far, yeah.
Oh, how does it feel? Like, where you know, because you've been working hard for a long time, so that is very well deserved.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, we've been going nonstop with this show, so it's just now starting to, like, really settle in what happened. And the first time I went to the Golden Globes, I was like 13.
Oh my God.
And I'm like really happy that it happened now, because then I had no idea what was going on. Yeah, like I didn't know where I was. Look at that. I'm like smiling for a photo, but you can clearly see in my eyes, I have no clue what's happening. So like, it's nice to go back and do everything again, but this time understand the context.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I totally understand.
Time does that for people, and I'm happy that I get the opportunity to do that.
Nice. Well deserved. Congratulations to you. We talk about passions a lot. Like, how did you discover your passion? Because you've been around for a while.
You know, I'm an actor. Yes. I'm now a host.
Yes.
I wouldn't say...
That can move, too.
You know, when I was younger, I got into a lot of trouble for... They called it hyperactive back in my day. I mean, now I think...
To me, that's a sign of artistry, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how artistic I was in my hyperactivity, but I was just always someone who... I was told to shut up. I was told I spoke out of turn. I was told, to calm down, to stay still in your seat. And it's so funny. When I was a kid, I was in that movie Stand By Me with the 4 boys. And there we are right there.
Look, how old were you there?
I'm 11 years old there. I'm 11 years old there. It's so funny, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
It's crazy. You know, it's so funny, too, because I have 2 kids who are now a little bit older than that, but that sort of age. And it's so funny. When I was called, like, hyperactive and all that stuff, you know, I was always told to, take it down a notch, calm down. That's not how we behave. And then when I got on that set, it's so funny. They were like, we love that energy.
Yes.
Keep it going. And it was so funny. It was almost like a switch went off in my head. Like, wow, all those people are wrong. This is where I belong.
Exactly. Exactly. That was it bursting through your expression of self, don't you think?
It truly is. I'm so grateful that I had that experience because, I mean, I don't know what would have happened if I didn't have that experience. I'm so fortunate, you know?
Yes. I feel like I'm dreaming just seeing you.
Why?
I've always looked up to you guys and watched the show. We've always been a fan, right, guys? So
Thank you.
I don't take these things lightly, so I'm living in the moment.
You know what? You spoke of voices, and not many people know that my sister and I were in a singing group.
Yes.
Do you remember the song?
He makes me say, yeah, yeah, yeah. The boy like, yeah, yeah. Oh, but
My whole world has turned around. The ground.
Girl, I'm a fan.
You are. You have to be a fan if you know voices.
Yeah. So with Sister Sister so popular, like, it's been introduced to a new generation.
It's
Do you feel like that?
crazy. Well, first of all, I feel old because I'm like, oh my gosh, geez. A whole new generation has discovered it. I remember being in, this tells you I'm older. Not old, older. I was in my physical therapist's office because I was trying to, get hot for the hot girl summer. And I ended up with tendonitis in my knee. But there was this preteen there, and she had her iPad, and I heard the theme song, Sister, Sister. And then I was like, oh my goodness, is she watching Sister, Sister? And I was like, should I say something? No, I shouldn't. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Because she was really into it. And I was like, excuse me, hello. Are you watching Sister, Sister?
Oh my goodness.
She looked at me like, oh.
I would have too.
Yeah, but they love it. The kids love it.
People know you from Proud Family.
Yes, I am Kitty Proud.
Family.
Yes.
Yes. Can you give your impersonation of the character for us?
I think
people ask you to do that a lot?
People ask me to do it a lot, and I think the main thing they always ask me to say is, I'm Penny Proud, I'm cute, and I'm loud, and I got it going on.
Yes! Oh my God!
Yes, and that's been absolutely amazing because we first started Proud Family when I was 14 years old, and we recorded for a couple years, and then we just came back with the Proud Family Louder and Prouder on Disney+. Oh,
I'm watching that.
Yes, our second season is premiering soon, and I'm having a ball, you know?
Wow.
A lot of people don't get to be the same character from 20 years ago and see their growth, so I'm just having fun.
Okay, we both work with Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
What was your experience like?
My experience with Eddie Murphy was absolutely amazing.
Yes.
I first worked with him when I was 9 years old on Dr. Dolittle. Wow. And yes. And I feel like he was the first person that I ever watched be on set and just be a light and have great energy. And then when it was time to work, it was time to work.
Right.
So it kind of taught me how to maintain my energy on set. Like, we're here to have a good time, but we also here to make something happen.
Yes.
So my experiences with him was amazing.
Same for me. Like, I was like, my first film was with him. So yours was at 9, and then my first film was with Eddie Murphy in Dreamgirls, if y'all ain't see it. So that was an interesting experience.
Oh my God.
And then you got to work with animals, because I love some animals.
I cannot get away from animals. I literally...
You work with them a lot.
I love them. I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love animals. But I did Dr. Dolittle with Eddie Murphy, and then I did #2 with him as well.
Wow.
And then we did some straight-to-DVD videos where I became the doctor.
Right.
So I was
remember
with animals.
that, girl.
Yes. And then I did Hotel for Dogs, and now I'm on a show called Call Me Cat. And... And I was like, I cannot get away from animals, but I've had great experiences with them. I will say, I had a phone call with one of your producers, and it reminded me of a very traumatic experience I had with an animal. And they had to get like this rooster to peck at my feet.
Ooh. And
so they put worms in my shoelaces.
Girl?
Yeah, and you know, so to have anxiety and act like you don't, I feel like
you were acting then.
I said, honey, you an actress.
And how old were you then?
I was 18 then.
Oh, Lord.
I was 18 then.
And how were you when you started acting?
I was 11 when I first filmed Dumbo.
Oh my God, what was that experience like? Because you were in there with some major names.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, it was, I'm very grateful that I was so young, because I think I couldn't be nervous, because I was like, oh, hey, Colin, hey, Michael, and like Danny DeVito's there, and I was really relaxed, which is insane to me. Yeah, I think if I was filming that now, I would be having heart palpitations every day. However, I had a huge crush on Colin.
Did you?
Like, I mean, who doesn't have a crush on Colin Farrell? He's Colin Farrell. But yeah, it was weird because he was playing my dad, so it was kind of creepy. I was like obsessed with him. Yeah.
But I didn't, you know, I understand, like, it's helpful sometimes when you don't know what you're in the middle of, because then you don't get as nervous and afraid when you don't necessarily know, like, you know, when you're that young or when you kind of don't know what's happening.
No,
it kind of shields you in a way where you don't have to be stressed, or you don't know to be stressed, depressed.
Didn't know to be stressed. I think I should have been stressed. I was just in my brain. I was like, this is fine. This is great.
Some things is good just not to know, because then you could get through it better. And then your parents are both in the industry. Your mom is an Emmy Award-winning actress, and your dad is a director and a producer. Like, so did you kind of always know that you wanted to be an actress, you know?
I think, you know, I was very fortunate enough because both my parents were in the industry. I could kind of visit sets and stuff, and I would go a lot with my mum. And it was so boring. Like, it just the most...
It was boring to you?
It was just because they would just wait around all day. I just, like, to me, like, acting was just, like, 90% of the time she would just be, like, waiting around, like, drinking coffee. And I was like, you guys don't work. But then I think, yeah, we didn't really have a conversation about it. And then I got the audition for Dumbo, and then I filmed it, and then it was just kind of a snowstorm after that. I was obsessed and loved it, and suddenly realized, I was like, this is exactly what I want to do.
I don't think I've seen you, like, since The Wrinkle in Time came out. I took my son to see the movie, and see you come out, I'm like, oh my God.
I know I've grown up for just a little bit.
Look how beautiful, look at her, such a beautiful. Congratulations, you're 19 years old, and you just bought your first home.
Yes, ma'am.
Girl! Like, Why was that so important to do, at such a young age?
Yeah, I mean, I worked really hard and to be able to just share my blessings with my mom. She's made so many sacrifices for me. So to be able to just, come to LA and actually build a home is a really, really big deal. So even though I'm so grateful and I'm moving in a space of gratitude, sometimes you just gotta, pat yourself on the back.
Girl. You're in college, you're a sophomore.
Yes, ma'am.
At USC.
Yes.
Now, how was college?
It's so much fun. It's probably the best decision I have ever made. I was feeling very fulfilled as a young person who works, but I just wanted to go to the football games and further my education and go to the parties and,
As you should.
be a regular teenager.
Yes. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell us, what are you studying?
I am a major in the School of Dramatic Arts, an emphasis in acting, and then I am minoring in African American Studies.
Happy Black History Month, by the way.
Exactly.
Okay. And with the success of your career, why is it so important for you to go to college?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to the idea of just me wanting to experience things that young people experience, and I know that I am so grateful to be able to experience things that people may never experience in their lifetime. So I'm just so grateful that I'm blessed enough to be able to do both, and it is challenging, but it's so fun.
The show got renewed for 6 seasons?
Yes.
For the 6th season?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
feel amazing.
So 6 seasons. I've been playing junior for 10 years now. I just turned 23. I started when I was 13.
Wow.
2 characters very close to my heart, but yeah, 6th season. I'm very thankful. 5th season was our first season of Grownish, where junior was kind of in a lead position. So.
That is amazing. So, we kind of, watched you grow up in Blackish. It had to change your life.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Look at that.
Look at that. Wow, that's fetus Marcus over there. Look at those cheeks.
How has it changed your life since?
How hasn't it changed my life? I mean, when I started, I kind of was doing it as sort of a hobby, the same way somebody would just go to basketball practice. My parents put me in an acting class, and I just really enjoyed doing it. I booked Blackish, and I was like, oh, that's it. I made it. It's over. But I found out that it wasn't that easy, and that a lot of shows don't ever go that long. And here we are now. I learned so much from everything.
That is so good. You truly have grown up. And so you had your first kiss on the show.
Unfortunately, yeah. My first kiss was on the show, which was an awkward experience when you got a camera person could you maybe lean a little bit more into it? And you're 15 years old, sure. But yeah, it was a crazy experience to have your first kiss on a television show. It was wild.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.